Yes, hello, viewer. Good evening, good evening. Yes, this is Spirit Journey. Let me start doing the recording. Yes, good evening. I hope your day has gone well. And I invite you to say hello in the chat so I could say hello back. And yes, don't be shy. I had a very good day today. And today I want to talk about something. Well, I'm in a different location right now in my place. I haven't done a video. Yes, hello viewers. Hello. You're welcome to say a hello in the chat so I could say hello back. Let me know also if you could hear me well and if the video portion of it is okay as well. I'm using a different computer and I had to set up the volume and everything, and I tried to do a testing on everything, and it seemed okay. But let me know if everything what on your end is okay. That includes the visual portion and the audio. Is it clear? Yeah, because I'm doing my video in my bedroom. I wanted to try a different location and just to see, just to make sure the settings and my computer's working. And I wanted that flexibility because sometimes I want to just try something a little different. So let me know, okay? Well, today what I want to talk about, I want to talk about targeted individuals. And I want to I'm doing this video because I was watching a video by a fellow YouTuber, and she talked, this video that she did maybe 1 or 2 years ago. And I initially found out about this YouTuber from my interest on the topic for various reasons. It was a novelty, and then I started having certain experiences. Um, what I find really interesting about, well, firstly, um, those who are watching this live stream, do you know what targeting is? In this context, what I'm referring to, like you have some people who um, they started to have experiences like maybe they were being followed by someone, and they might have the party involved might have what they might have used certain electromagnetic devices on them, things that might have caused the victim in the targeting, um, pain in the body, burns, vertigo slash dizziness, headaches, other bodily symptoms. You have people who feel that they have been targeted physically by something, and it has been discovered that you have sometimes could be government or could be um, the colleges or universities, and they're experimenting with devices, and these devices are to it's all about control, how you could manipulate someone. If you do X, Y, and Z, they want to predict, have your reactions predictable in order to control you. So you have a grown number of people who feel, well, who have experiences. And one particular experience is to have the sensation of, let's say, burns. Like you could be in your home, and first you might have experienced something audibly. Yes, hello, visitor. Good evening. You're also invited to type into the chat room and just say hello. Oh, okay, to Flame. Yes, I see. Yeah, I rearranged my monitor on my computer, so sometimes my eyes don't see the new messages right away. Yes, to Flame. Yes, I'm doing well, and how are you doing, to Flame? Do you call it to you Flame or to Flame? Yeah, I want to make sure I get it right. You hear about the man getting stabbed in Brooklyn today by a white supremacist? No, I didn't hear that. Thank you for sharing that, Two Flame. Yeah, is the audio okay? I'm in my I'm using a different camera and computer to do this live stream, and so I had to redo the formation of, the rearrangement of how the settings are. So let me know if you could hear me okay and everything else. Okay. No, I didn't hear about the stabbing. Yes, to you. Okay, okay, great, great. Yes. So I'm talking about to you, Flame, that I'm talking about targeted individuals. Are you familiar with what's called targeted individuals, to you, Flame? Let me know. Yeah, I just basically got started with the discussion and how some people have, let's say, yeah, I saw it on Twi Tariq. Okay. Okay, great, great. Well, I'm doing this live stream about the topic because I was just watching a couple of hours ago about targeting. This YouTuber, her work is pretty good. And I learned about her about maybe 2.5 years ago, no more than 3 years ago, I think. And I got introduced to the subject of targeting. What was that now? Yeah, I was typing in different things about like the secret space program. Like one thing led to another in my paradigm shift, and I started to be introduced to different, like when you type in one thing, you know how YouTube is, it refers you to related videos, and then one video leads you to another. And eventually I found the thing about targeted individuals, and in that, this one particular YouTuber. So she gave really interesting information about it, and I started evaluating it with my life. She shared that when someone gets targeted, and again, with being targeted, you have it could be a university, college, it could be government institutions, and they may be using equipment to experiment on the general population. Let's say if you yourself work for the government, and let's say you did something that upset them, and so they want to harass you, and so they may um, use these electromagnetic or microwave devices and um, aim it at you and turn on the switch, and it can cause various symptoms like vertigo. Vertigo means dizziness, and I have had that before. Severe dizziness, all of a sudden, no real explanation. It could make you weak. It can give you burns to your skin. Let's see what else. aches and pains, if I didn't just say that, confusion, fear. And so this YouTuber had said, she explained about her personal experiences in the matter, but what really stands out to me with her explanation about the program, that it's something that you could modify and that you're not a victim. She said your attitude is very important in the program. She said also that the targeting program, and her wording was that it is a computer simulation, a computer simulation. And so when I hear that word computer simulation, it reminds me of, like in the movie The Matrix. Remember in the movie The Matrix, for those of you who have seen it, that with Neo, that's one of that's the main character in the movie. That the people were hooked up actually to an artificial intelligence. It was a massive computer system, and it allowed the people to see things that really aren't there. It was computer generated, and it gave the simulation that they were actually experiencing what they saw and what they felt. The computer was making them feel, all these sensations that your human body could experience. That computer was allowing them to have that experience. And so she said that that this machine projects, well, it monitors you, and it projects pretty much what you expect, and that if you react in a negative way, it keeps on feeding your negative response to you. So let's say if you let's say it initially attacks you, this artificial intelligence, and if you start screaming or whatever, it's going to say, okay, we're going to give you more of that, because this artificial intelligence uh, feeds off of your responses. So it might have initially attacked you, and then you react, and so it's like a positive loop, and you feed back into that system. So the more fear you project, the more fear it's going to give you. And that this computer simulates everything, and it feeds off of energy, and it's feeding off of your energy. So I was like saying to myself, wow, this is something else. So I started thinking back. Yes, hello viewers, hello. Please say hello in the chat room for everybody. Introduce yourself and be a part of this whole discussion. Feedback is very important to this, because I don't want it to be one way. Yes, hello, more views are coming on. Yes, we talk about the targeted individual program, and my reason behind my discussion is based on a YouTuber that I was just watching her video maybe over an hour ago, and my thoughts about it and how it affects my life and what I'm learning about it. So yes, please say hello in the chat room. Yes, hello again to you, Flame. Yes. Yeah, see, we have new visitors on, and I want everyone to have the experience of saying hello to everybody. It's like a family here, okay? So again, so this YouTuber shared about how this artificial intelligence that this target, she said specifically, this targeted program is being controlled by these computer simulations, and it responds off of your responses. And this is really uh, confirming about my opinion about this matrix. It was maybe 3 days ago or so, a YouTuber had asked me on one of my live streams how to manage the matrix. Then I thought about it for a couple of seconds, and I said, you know something? And my response to that YouTuber, that viewer of this live stream that I did about 3 days ago, was that the matrix, to control the matrix, you need to control yourself. And so this YouTuber that I just watched about an hour or two ago, it's really confirming the same thing. It's responding off of your responses. And you find that a lot of people that you find on YouTube who share the experience about being targeted, if you notice them, they're very animated. They're really full of fear and anxiety. And so if this concept is correct, then they're actually feeding into this negativity. Not to say that they want it. I don't want to put the blame on the victim, but it's sharing a lot. And when I told the YouTuber that about 3 days ago, it felt right to me. My explanation seemed very feasible, and in my being, it seemed like, yeah, this is probably the case. So it's also telling me that this whole world system is a simulation. There's a scientist. His last name is Gates. I think it's James Gates, Gates, and he's a what do you call it? I forget the term. But he studies string theory. He's a physicist, and he mentioned that his understanding is that the world is a computer simulation also, and it acts like a computer. So what if this whole thing, this whole experience, this whole life that we're having is such a computer simulation, just like the YouTuber that I just listened to an hour or so ago, and it's something that is just being responsive to you, and that your life experience is being tailor-made just for you. Because see, everybody has their own system, their own body. You are the only one that can feel what you are experiencing. I cannot feel what you feel. You feel what you're experiencing, and I'm feeling what I'm experiencing. And I've heard other people, other scientists relate the same type of thing, that it's all what some call it, a holographic experience. A holograph is something that's based on, it's like a light, a camera. It uses light rays or beams of light, and then this light reflects over something else, and then there's a splitting of that light, and then the light comes back together, and it's shown upon a screen. Okay, now this monitor, I have a monitor, my computer monitor right in front of me, that is a screen. And this hologram goes upon the screen, and that's when you're able to see. And then if you're connected to this screen somehow, because our bodies are energetic or energy, and like with the Bluetooth, it works wireless, right? You can hear, you might be able to even see certain things. It's all connected energetically. So you don't have to, it doesn't have to be physically plugged into you like with a wire attached to you. It's all be feeding through the ether, and so you can see, feel, hear, and all these things. So it seems very feasible. So how is this affecting me now? Now, about a little over a year ago, it was last year, 2018, in May, I had an experience. It was very eye-opening, a little. I tried to stay as calm as I could from the situation, but I had gone out with a person, and it was just, yeah, to you from, yes, it's all in the cloud. You got it. Yeah. And what's the cloud? It doesn't have to be physical. It's all energetic, and we're all connected. So one day I had gone out with this person, and it was just a random chance that this person contacted me. And then we go out, and then it was just, we were to go to this one place, and then, each of us was following each other, so to speak. If you ever had that phenomenon that you could be walking with someone, and each of you are following each other, assuming that you're following the other person's lead. And in short, we kept on passing a stop where we were actually supposed to go to, but we didn't go there. We missed the turn, and then that turn. And so finally we find a place to relax and have a late lunch. And we talked about, at least I should say I talked about with the person, about metaphysics stuff, and about the secret space program, and how I noticed on YouTube a lot of the people who claimed that they were part of this secret space program had a particular blood type, and the blood type was O negative. Not only that, I started mentioning that I knew some people who were of that blood type, and that's basically all that I said. you know. And in the restaurant at the time, I've never been to that restaurant, that specific restaurant, but I have gone to that chain of restaurants. They're a chain, and um, I, we were talking for about 2 hours, and then the phenomena happened. First, my body felt like I started slooping down in my chair. My mind felt like in a stupor all of a sudden, and then this immense feeling of guilt. And then all of a sudden, I I thought I heard something like a thought. You ever have a thought that comes through your mind? Well, a thought, what seemed like a thought, came through my mind. Yes, hello, new viewer. Yes, you're welcome to say hello in the chat room also. Okay. So I started, like it sounded like very, very quiet, like a thought in my mind. And the thought said in an angry tone that they were sick and tired of hearing me talk about something. I don't remember what they said, but that's all I remember. And then immediately followed after that, and like I'm still kind of slightly hunched over a little bit as I was sitting at the table. And then my heart starts racing uncontrollably. So I told the person that I was with that I said, I don't know what's happening, but my heart is racing. So the person said in a very calm voice, says, okay, relax and just sit back. And so that's what I did. And then I started breathing in deeply, to try to do what they call control breathing, breathing deeply in and out. And then I also gave a word of prayer that if I was being targeted or something, that I put a wall of protection about me, something to that effect. And it eased up a little bit. Now, I initially thought, I said, wow, this is really weird. And then, and I told the person, what was going on, just about the heart thing and how I was feeling. And then they said the person said to me, well, when you said something happened to you, that's when I felt like a wave hit the side of my head, and then I got dizzy. And then I thought to myself, at least after I started calming down and started thinking what the person told me, I realized, hey, there's something going on, and that uh, possibly I was being targeted. But because I didn't know what was going on, again, the symptoms I had was the stupor, and the erratic heart beating. And we got up, we didn't tell anybody. Um, we left, and I said, I'm going to go to the hospital. Like I thought initially that the cool air would make me feel better. My body felt wired, really, really wired. And um, I wasn't really feeling any better, okay? So I said, hey, let me make sure that there's nothing physiologically wrong with me, or maybe it was something with the food, okay? I didn't have any alcohol, any caffeine. I just had burgers and fries and a salad. And so I said, let me go home first because I had my little dogs. Let me put food in the bowl and then take a taxi over to the hospital. So that's what I did. I got there at the hospital from start to finish. Like the event happened to me at 6 p.m. I was at the restaurant for 2 hours. I got there at 4, left at 6, got to the hospital by 7, and I just told them the physical symptoms I had and the triage, the do the pulse, and they said, "Whoa, you have erratic heartbeat." They use the term tachycardia. That means irregular heartbeat. And then they raced uh, uh, over to me and put a heart monitor on me. And I think I was there for maybe 2 hours. It said, you know, that your body seems regulated, and um, they did take blood sample. And then I went home, took the taxi back at home, and let's see. Then I took I did a video. I like in the room that I'm in right now. I set up my computer, and I said very general of what happened. See, I was still a little embarrassed. It's really weird, but I felt embarrassed and felt a little foolish to even discuss what happened to me. I think I did the video because I wanted to document what was going on in case something happened to me later on, that um, there was some evidence that something I went to the hospital and some of the things that I experienced, but I didn't really want to share deeply what happened. And my logic was that if I review the video that did later on, that I would remember what happened to me. But I see now that that's not always accurate. That what you know is what you know then, and people's memory could fail them. And it's also about documenting the nuance of a matter. You know what I mean? Like let's say you're comparing someone else's experience against yours, and so you're sharing stories, and you want to know, you know, what similarities are there to it to help pinpoint what possibly could have happened. So I would say, if you can, try to be as specific as possible. All the nuances of the event that you went through, you know. So, so I gave a general video, and then I think I went to bed. But I noticed yeah, I played back the video that same night. I did the video. It was a live stream, I think I did. Yeah, a live stream. And then I played back the video. And I noticed that my ears felt funny. Really, really funny. And then I didn't understand why it sounded funny. And then I said, well, let me just go to sleep. I woke up and I had my device and I turned on to listen to a video, but my ears felt really sensitive. I said, maybe I just need a nice bath. So I went in the tub and I still was playing a video, but the sound was really echoing and really sensitive, my hearing. I come out the shower after an hour or so, but I wasn't feeling better and might now have an earache. And then I had diarrhea. I said, uh-oh, something's going on. So I went back to the hospital and I told them about my ears. And of course, nothing's wrong with my ears, okay? Nothing was wrong. They couldn't find anything physiologically wrong. And I presented a stool sample, and I had to do this stool sample twice, okay? Then all the results came in, and everything is negative. My ears were fine. They checked for parasites, food poisoning, drugs, because that was another possibility that someone put something in my food. Everything was negative. So what could have been? And I said to myself, I was targeted. Last year I was heavily getting into the subject of targeted individual and in particular, the secret space program and the super soldier program. So let me know if you don't know about the super soldier program or the secret space program. In a nutshell, what it's about, that the government uh, takes individuals, usually when they're young kids, they kidnap them and they traumatize them through certain events, and they basically shape their mind and they train them to uh, be soldiers, or sometimes they augment certain features of their body, like maybe they have uh, supernatural vision, or maybe they have what they call implants in their bodies that gives them certain other abilities like super strength, um, just a number of things. So that's in a nutshell what it's all about. And the secret space, they might use these same individuals and bring them aboard these spacecraft, and they allegedly said they were being sent to the moon or Mars. Again, I don't know, if it's true or not, but this is just what people testify to. So it seemed to me, because there was nothing physiologically wrong, that I possibly was targeted, especially after hearing uh, as if your mind is thinking about something. And I said, this is not my thought. Why am I having this? It seemed real. So I had other tests done, neurological tests done. I had x-rays done, MRI, because I thought I was being targeted. And I wanted to know if I had what they called um, any implants. See, that's the other genre in this matter, that you have some people who um, have implants, things like these things in their body. Sometimes some people reported that they were in their head, some of them in their hip. I actually met an individual that had an implant, and I shared this also in past videos. I In 2015, I went through what they call a paradigm shift, and in helping me cope with this paradigm shift, I had raced to the bookstore and wanted to get books on different topics of all types of subjects, on metaphysics, you name it, tarot cards, all things outside of my paradigm system of the time. And so while I was there, the person in the bookstore, I asked him, hey, where's your metaphysical section? He said, oh, we don't have a metaphysical section, but we have a such and such section. I said, okay, show me that section. And so they walked me over and they said, oh, any author in particular? And I didn't know what to say, so I just said, hey, how about David Icke? I said, okay, there it goes right there. And then the person left. Right after they left, someone else approached me. It was a black man, and he said to me, when I heard you say David Icke, I knew I could trust you, and I wanted to tell you something. And they said, I have an implant. And then he goes like this and points to the back of his ear. And it was something right underneath his skin, and it was like the size of a grain of rice. Yeah. Let me sit up. I'm starting to slouch. And he gave me his card, and then he left. He never got in contact with me. I mean, I had called, I think, a couple of days after, but I never got a call back. But I thought that was something. So I do believe that some people are implanted. And then in the beginning of this video, I did mention that I'm prompted to do this video because this YouTuber shared about their experience and methods of overcoming this targeting thing. And so this person had mentioned that they had implants. And so when the incident that happened to me about a little over a year ago, I did get tested, x-rays and everything, and MRIs and CAT scan. And I took the evidence and I brought it to an independent neurologic, I can't pronounce the name, a doctor who studies the nervous system. And they couldn't find anything wrong. Okay, so I'm glad about that. I'm glad that they couldn't find anything physically wrong with my neurological system. And I said, hey, any funny any devices, any implants, or any foreign bodies in me. I was really nervous to say that, but I did. I said it because I'm paying her good money. Yeah, this was a private doctor. Okay, I am a veteran, and I initially went to the VA hospital in New York City, just to get the tests. And I just said, I just give the symptoms. Don't say, oh, you think you heard something or whatever. So anything bizarre. Just said I had my heart feels funny, things like that, and my ears hurting. That's all that the VA understands. But I took the evidence, the tests, the diagnostics, and I put it with me to a private doctor that works outside of the VA hospital. She couldn't find anything wrong. What else? Um, so I just thought, well, um, maybe like some researchers say that some things are invisible to the uh, the testing, the MRIs and things like that. It's like invisible, but it works energetically. So I don't know, but excuse me. But I started thinking. I said, okay, so um, I looked extensively at the CAT scan for the brain and the pelvis area. Because, see, for the past few years, I think maybe the past 3 or 4 years, I started to get what they call, even prior to what happened to me a year ago, vibration at my base chakra area. And sometimes it can get extremely intense and travel up in my reproductive um, area in my body, like my uterus and my ovaries. And when it first happened to me, I was petrified. I started panicking. And so, like this YouTuber that I listened to today, and her advice was to stay calm and don't feed into it. So I think now, at present, it was the best advice. Um, and so, like, when it happens, I stay calm. I say, okay, it didn't kill me the first time. So, hey, maybe this isn't dangerous. And again, I've been to all these doctors and specialists, and they can't find anything wrong. So I said, okay, let me just go with this. And it was amazing. Um, but I'm thinking now that why is this happening? Again, like they said, it could be like a feedback loop, that it's feeding off of your responses. And so now that I'm learning to control my anxiety and to just go with the flow, like I said, like one of the times when it happened really major, a month or two ago, I said, I'm just going to relax. I'm going to turn off the light and just lie down and just let it take its course. And it was just weird. It was like you're able to separate, like, you tell yourself this is just something physiological. And don't let it affect up here. See, what could happen is that your mind starts to race and you can have a panic attack. And when that happens, forget about it. You don't want that to happen. So I said, remove yourself from it emotionally, and that it's just an event. And like the YouTuber that has the implants in their body, she says just don't respond. It's just something physically happened to you. Do not respond, because that is part of an AI, and it's targeting you and feeding back what you give into it. So maybe this is what's happening to me, that it's, for whatever reason, it's being activated. And I start asking myself, okay, what prompted, this is a biggie. This is a biggie, I think, for anybody who's watching. And in case this is happening to anyone out there who's watching right now. And yeah, please share that if you've experienced anything like this before, these weird sensations in your body, this vibration or something audible. Let me know, please share that in the chat room, because each one teach one, okay? We all learn from each other, okay? So one time it started activating at the base of my spine through a book. I was it was, I think, exactly 12 o'clock midnight. I had picked up a new book, and then so when I opened it, boom, it happened. It was a book on fairies. Fairies, like those invisible creatures, the nature spirits, things like that. Fairies. And I thought it was really something that had happened immediately when I picked up the book. It's as if what was connected. Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing that, to you, Flame. Yeah, ear ringing. So, is it a particular ear that it happens to? Like, is it the left ear, right ear, or both ears? Yeah, please let me know. So anyway, the last time that it happened to me, um, yeah, I want to share. Yeah, the last time the vibration happened to me, really intense, was maybe a month and a half ago. A month and a half ago, I was in here in this room, in my bedroom, and I was just praying to the universe, just talking about what happened to me over the day, the day's events. Nothing biggie, nothing big at all. You know, um, just sharing my feelings, Oh, okay, thank you, to you, Flame. Okay, it was both ears. Okay, yeah, with me it's this year in particular, but I think the event that happened to me last year in May, it could have been both years. Okay, but I think mostly my left ear, and the vertigo. I had positional vertigo. That means, like, if I lie on my left side, that's when the vertigo really starts to get exaggerated. Okay. Um, what else happened? Yeah, so a month and a half ago, as I was just praying to the universe, just out loud, I felt fine, and then boom, it happens. And you know what I thought? Mm. When it happened at that time, I started thinking to myself, I said, something is tapped into me, and it's, for whatever reason, it's activating the base chakra, right at the base of the spine, the part of what you sit on, right there. And it was really intense. And then it traveled up inside my torso. I think it went up to close to my heart chakra area. But by the time it goes up to that area, my heart chakra, it's kind of faded. So the most intense part is the base of the spine and the uterus and ovary section, which is really intensifying. So I believe something communicated with me when I was praying. Something targeted into me. So it seemed that what that signified to me was that when you pray, or whatever you want to call it, meditate, that I guess your brain waves gets altered, that it, like with a Bluetooth, that you're changing a frequency, and when your frequency reaches a certain plateau, this other thing, whether it be AI, satellite, whatever, this thing is attaching, is connecting and listening to what my body is saying or doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's recording. I feel as if this thing that is attaching to me energetically, it's an energy because it's a vibration. And they say vibration is an energy. Um, but why? Why is this thing attaching to me? It's almost as if, yes, hello, C James 11. Yes, good morning. I see it's morning time. Yes. So it seems as though this thing that attached itself to me, or I should say, dialed into me, um, was, I think, able to distinguish if I were talking to myself or talking to someone. Like, like for example, the event that I mentioned earlier in this live stream, when I was talking to an individual a year ago about the secret space program and O negative blood, that it seemed upset that I was talking about this. But again, if I'm by myself and talking, it seems like it knows that I'm just talking to myself. So I guess when you talk to someone, a person that maybe it's not registering this possible AI or satellite or whatever to me, but when you're talking within yourself, it's triggering something. Again, this is all speculation on my part. Again, I don't know. I just know that it seemed deliberate when it um, communicated through the vibration of my day chakra, and so I did not react. I'm glad I had enough sense to stay calm, because again, like the YouTuber that I mentioned when I first started this live stream today, that this technology feeds off of your emotions. And if you feed in negativity, fear, anxiety, it's going to multiply that back. But when you stay calm and you just be positive, it seems to disengage. And I know, at least I feel energetically, that YouTuber was correct in giving that information. Yeah. So I'm sharing this with you, people who are watching, that if any of you are being targeted, whether by an AI or someone in the street, you stay calm and try to make light. It's almost as if you're able to laugh at the devil, If you're not responding, if you're not giving them what they want, they're going to go to someone who will give them what they want. They want negativity. And so another reason why I'm giving this live stream is because I noticed something that what I was doing, like the videos that I watch. And like when you watch a series of videos with what YouTube calls the algorithms, I think it's called algorithms, based on your history, what you listen to, what you've watched, is going to present to you similar type of stuff. And so you always wonder, excuse me, why it's showing you what it's showing you, and it's showing you what you see is because that's the type of stuff you watched in the past. So it's like, oh, you must like this. See, YouTube is a computer too. And it must be a big computer because it's able to handle millions, if not billions, of viewers. Okay? And so, the significance of that, again, based on what the YouTuber told, the YouTube person that I watched to earlier today, was that it feeds you what you give it. So this computer is feeding me what I've watched. So if I want to change the type of videos that it shows me, I need to change. I need to say, okay, today I'm going to watch something different, a different paradigm, a different flavor. And so if this type of videos I was watching was negative, and if I want to really change that, if I'm really honest with myself and really want that to change, I have to change. It can't change for me. I have to will myself and say, I'm going to take the active step and I'm going to select something different so I can have a different experience. Do you want a positive experience, you guys out there? You need to change. And it's at times as simple as watching something else. And because if it's an AI YouTube, an artificial intelligence, a massive database that shows you what energy you put into it, change the energy and start seeing something else. That's right. I see that more and more people are viewing this right now. See how things are being attracted in this video? Because energetically, I'm giving answers that you guys want to see. And you guys want to be liberated like I do. You want to be liberated from the matrix. You're looking for answers, just like I'm looking for answers too. See that? We attract like. And so, my say to myself, hey, I'm watching too much negativity. How to make the world a little better? For us to be a little better, maybe I need to stop watching more elevating things. And maybe I'll get an elevated response. So I have to really focus and say, okay, I'm going to start watching maybe videos on spirituality, about being about being in a state of happiness. Isn't that what it's all about? Being happy, being liberated. If this AI is real, we're feeding into it. It may try to test you, but like that YouTuber shared today, and the event of when I got targeted, what seems like I got targeted last year, when I didn't feed into it, and I just received it as just a physical thing without it affecting my emotions up here, it 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 really didn't bother me. It was just a physical thing, and then it eventually disappears. And like the bully in the classroom, if you don't pay it any mind, and if you don't, bullies like to feed off of people's fear, and it won't keep on beating you up. It said, hey, you're not fighting back. What's the challenge? I like a challenge. It's going to find somebody else, you know? So maybe see this targeted, this TI stuff as that part of the matrix. And um, in order to fight it, is really just don't let it affect you. And don't let it affect your mind. And maybe just go with the flow. And it's going to be tired of you. And then you start thinking positive things. And she also shared that this YouTuber, she said, try to keep a normal schedule, a normal lifestyles. Don't stop doing the things that you used to do. Let's say you used to go outside, and but because these targeting things happen to you, don't stop it. Go into nature and start, feeding yourself with this good vibration. And if these so-called targeted people try to mess with you, don't feed into them, because they're relying on you to react. You know, and once they don't, like with Neo in the movie The Matrix. Remember in the movie The Matrix, at the end of the movie, when that artificial intelligence had shot the gun at Neo. And remember the bullets went in slow motion, and then Neo looked at the bullets in midair, and it just fell to the ground. Think of that as someone trying to target you. There's nothing more targeted than a bullet, right? And I think that's what the movie was trying to signify. Neo said in himself, I'm not going to let those bullets hit me. I don't even care if it hits me, because it's just going to bounce off. It's not going to affect me. And look what happened. The bullets fell to the ground. And remember, he actually picked it from the air and looked at it, and he just dropped it. And then Neo ran and jumped into the body of the that guy, which is an artificial intelligence. And then he destroyed it. Remember that? I think that's what that YouTuber was talking about. That it didn't stop it initially. It did attempt to kill Neil with his own mind, with the bullets and all that. And then Neil said, I'm above this. This was Neil's own. The program was tailored just for him, and then he mastered it through his mind. And I think that is powerful. That it's breathtaking. That a bullet, that you could just get it, look at it, and throw it to the ground. It didn't faze him anymore. It's like a nightmare. He says he challenged his demons. All of us have our own demons. And the beauty is when we overcome our demons. This is the most powerful thing that any of us who are viewing this can do. Overcome your demons. Overcome your demons by how you think. Wow. I think that is amazing. It is amazing. You know what I want to do tonight after I close this video? I want to do some meditation. I feel better. See, I do these videos because it's medicine for me. And I like to share. That's one thing that I like to do. I like to share. it makes me feel good. It's you're feeding me. You're feeding me right now. And I'm feeding you by you watching. And I think it's amazing that we're all able to help one another and how we help each other in our own ways. You know, I want to, yeah, I feel so blessed right now. You are blessing me right now. You guys are blessing me. I want to thank you all who are watching this video. I feel so much better, you know. Before I did this live stream, I took a really nice hot shower. I scrubbed all over. I make my own soap too. I make my own soap. And I lather my body. I like my hot showers. And then I put a little lotion on my feet and legs just to take off that, how do you say, like today's energy. Like I had to take the subway and the bus. And you know, we it's like when you walk in mud, so to speak. You walk with your shoes on, and the shoes has a little dirt on it, and you wash off the shoe. You know, because you don't want to, when you come back in the house, you don't want to track the dirt inside the house. So symbolically, like the dirt outside, symbolically, you know, you want to wash off all that dirt that might have stuck to your body. Energetically, I'm speaking, you know. So I jumped in the shower. I feel more refreshed, and then I doing this live stream, and I feel better talking to you about it. And so I want to do a meditation after I sign off, and I want to focus on something what the universe has to share with me. Um, you know, also I think with this, the things that I see. Sometimes I see geometric shapes, and you know, it's usually in a five-sided ring. I see that. I sometimes see things, locations on this world. I don't know where it is. I've never physically been there. Um, I'm wondering whether what I'm seeing is part of the artificial intelligence, this AI computer, and that it's showing me things, you know, based on where I am energetically. So, hey, maybe, you know, think of something really what the universe wants to teach me. And I want to put a crystal in my hand. Someone said, like, if you hold like a quartz crystal, that it acts as an amplifier, but it amplifies what's already in you. And since I'm feeling pretty good right now, um, I feel energetically that I'm more positive, relaxed, to magnify that positive energy and will myself to see something that the universe wants to teach me. I think at this time that the universe wants to teach me things so that I can teach you, and then so that you can teach others. You know, we all learn from each other. Okay, so I know I said a lot in this live stream. Does anyone have any questions that you want to ask me, or if you want to share any information? Let me know. Yeah, please let me know. I'm just looking at the chat room right now. I don't see anybody mention anything yet. I just want to give you a few minutes. Yeah, this is a really nice evening. Maybe, you know, maybe I'll continue doing the, you know, live streams in my room instead of the living room. You know, this is, you know, sometimes I just want to, you know, relax, have my legs up and everything. Oh, okay. C. James 11 is asking me, is AI conscious? If what I experienced, what I mentioned today, in this live stream, like when I mentioned that when I started talking, praying or talking to the universe, and immediately at a particular point, this thing vibrationally turned on my base chakra, and then it moved up my body. At least I felt that it was something that was aware. So my answer to your question, C. James, is yes. I think it turned on because it has an awareness. And with, what do you call it, string theory, that energy, when it, how to say, when something knows it's being observed, it acts differently. And so it shows that there is a consciousness with energy. So whatever what you're focused on, and if it's strong enough, it sets an awareness in the party that you're focusing on. Yeah. You know, as an experiment, C. James, I have a homework assignment for you. If you have a friend, tell the friend that you want to do an experiment, and you're going to, like, when the friend is outside, you know, you're going to say something consciously towards that person. And if you do it strong enough, that person's going to feel you saying something, send something, and turn around and look at you. Yeah. I had did this before I knew about all this AI or anything like that. I had thought of something. I was looking at someone who I did not know, and I had a negative mindset. I'm being honest. I said something negative to myself about this person who I did not know. And then the person turned around real sharp and looked angry. And I turned away, and the person started like looking around at something. And I realized what happened. That person's subconscious tapped into, like my consciousness tapped into that person's unconscious, and they turned around. And another time, years and years ago, I was in a building with somebody, and they're looking down on the ground outside the window. The window was closed, and we're many, many stories up. And then the person was talking about one of the people below who he didn't know. I think they were noticing what the person was wearing, and the person looked up. I kid you not. Okay, I'm reading a message with a person by the name of Leroy Blaze, and his response was, of course, when spirits tend to work through electronics, a maximum overdrive type thing, entity-based electronics, example, electric impulses. Wow, that was deep. I gotta read that again. Let's see. Of course, when spirits tend to work through electronics, a maximum overdrive type thing, entity-based electronics, example, electronic impulses. Oh, wow. Hey, Leroy, could you elaborate on that? That was really deep. That was deep. Are you saying that the entity is an electronic, and because all electrical stuff is conscious? What is maximum overdrive? I've heard of the term, but what is it, if you can explain in simple layman's terms? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, there's something to it. And that was before I ever heard of the term metaphysics, I think. It wasn't something I was planned. It was something that I experienced twice. That was what we call paranormal. It could be heard. And when it happened to me up close with the person just about maybe 6 feet away from me, oh, it's a movie. Okay, Leroy's saying Maximum Overdrive is a movie. Okay. Is that a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Please tell me, Leroy. Hmm. If it's a movie, I think I'll check out that movie. See, I'm also trying to watch movies that teach me about what these phenomena are, whether it be super soldiers, things like that. I like to find out. Yeah, definitely. Your ancestors may even speak to you through radio. Except, oh, really? Wow, that's interesting. Okay, Leroy says your ancestors may even speak to you through radio ECT. Okay, Steven Spielberg. Okay, Maximum Overdrive is a Steven Spielberg movie, you're saying, Leroy? And if it's a Steven Spielberg movie, okay, a movie from the 90s, okay, I'll check it out. Thanks. Thanks. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's something else, guys. I mean, I had both of those experiences. I didn't know the person, and the person's subconscious heard me. Your thoughts can be heard by another person. Okay, you're saying yes. Mm, okay, it's an example. Okay, wow. Yeah, your thoughts, your thoughts can be heard. It's amazing. And so this is why I'm thinking, okay, it because my thoughts were heard by her. I mean, my thoughts, she heard my thoughts. But there's no wire or anything like that. But it's all wireless. And it heard me. That's amazing. Or sometimes there's someone standing real close to me and something like a flag, like a red flag, like an alarm goes off in me. And I turn around the same way. Like, I think it's like a computer. The body is just hardware, but it's the software that picks it up. My computer here, I have my computer on right now. It only responds to the software. It can't do anything outside of the software. And it only responds through its hardware. I mean, it's software. The hardware is one thing, the software is something else. Wow. Anything else? Anybody else have something to share regarding this phenomenon? It seems to me more and more now as I think that it's really like a computer, just like like the Bluetooth. It could it could turn things on like you can talk like like my computer. If I click on this particular thing in front of me, it can ask me a question. It's like an artificial intelligence. I click on it, it says, what do you want? And I can talk into it, and it could respond back. Like I say, hey, check up something, check up uh, about a flower, let's say. And then they'll go on the internet, oh, here's some flowers, blah, blah, blah. So it's, I'm not physically attached to my computer, but it gathered the information. And then that's a computer. I'm not a computer, but maybe I am a computer. I'm no different than that my monitor. My monitor has a hardware and a software. Wow. All this is blowing my mind. This software, it's this software, but a software is a program. But somehow I'm able to respond. Okay, I'm reading also what Leroy just said. Leroy Blaze. You may lose a loved one and hear their favorite song on the radio when you tap into them at your altar, meaning they use electronics and the likes as we are electric energy as well, meaning. He also adds, we can also be possessed. And then see, James says, all bodies are just vessels and work like intelligent machines. But what's driving the machine? Yeah. What's driving my machine? The same thing that seems to be driving when these artificial intelligence responds to us. The energy when it gets focused seems to attach, it gravitates to what it resonates to, I guess. Okay, Leroy says, a hive mind shall have a form of consciousness if it's a mind. Aren't they, when they say hive mind, I'm thinking of like a bunch of ghosts all stuck in a room, a hive mind. But then they could come to a unison, like they speak collectively, like they kind of all are thinking and acting the same way. Amazing. Because this hive mind is able to go through the ether. This is really interesting. Really, really interesting. What else out there? Each one teach one. What else do you got to share out there? There are people out there in the chat room. Okay, Leroy asks, the matrix is thinking, but needs our thoughts to handle us. The matrix is thinking, but needs our thoughts to handle us. What type of thoughts does it need? Do you think the matrix is the artificial computer? Is it a physical computer? Leroy says it doesn't want us to disconnect. Interesting. Why doesn't it want us to disconnect? Maybe we're part of it. Maybe we're part of the matrix. What do you think, guys? This is really interesting, this topic. Okay, Leroy says thoughts that assist is thoughts that assist its purpose. Okay. Okay, so thoughts is like let's say I have a thought to pick up a glass of water. So without thoughts, then it's no action that occurs. Is that what you're saying, Leroy? Hmm. Very interesting. Hmm. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I really think that it's something. So like I made mention a couple of videos ago, maybe just a couple of weeks ago. When we fear, okay, Leroy saying it, when we fear as beings, it feeds. Yes, that's what that YouTuber that I made mention of earlier. I watched the person's video today. It said don't feed negativity to it because it feeds off of it. So if you're going to feed it something positive. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I really started to think it really is a computer because one time I was physically really, really tired. I was mentally and physically tired. And before I even put my head to the pillow, I my eyes didn't even close all the way. I racing in my mind's eye were these visuals and like a movie projector going real, real, real fast. A whole medley of stuff. It's like it's already stored, I think. And it's showing me this stuff. And then I fell asleep. I don't remember anything that happened, but I remember before I closed my eyes, I saw these images like a movie projector going real fast. I didn't even remember what it was. It was just happening real fast, and then I got knocked out. I think those images, it has to exist somewhere. It's probably an AI. You're probably right. This like they said, this our life is a simulation. Okay, Leroy adds, when we believe in its illusions, we buy into what it's selling. Oh, very good. Wow. And then C. James says, maybe our true selves or our light beings want to be in this matrix to experience this physical world or physical consciousness. Okay. Very interesting. Mm. Wow. Very, very interesting. Wow. I just it's just amazing. Seems like everything because everything here is it's just gonna just be keep on going around in circles. You know what I think what feeds the matrix? I mean, yes, interacting and negativity. I think what's running this matrix, the initial fuel is money. Whoever who set up this system has set up the monetary system that you need money to get something. You need money to buy bread. You need money to pay your rent. You need, and it, it, wow, it's promoting you to act out. act out like, hey, I better look for a job. So it's forcing, oh wow, so it's forcing you to keep it on, to keep you thinking, to keep you motivated. And because, like Leroy says, when we believe in its illusion, we buy into what it's selling. It wants to sell you the story that this is a real world, a real um, a real event. And if you think something is real, or someone, let's say, is going to punch you, you go like this, right? You block yourself. So what else is real is the illusion of money. Oh my God, I just lost my job. What happens? You get scared, right? And then you do something. This whole world system is controlled by the illusion of money. C. James says money is also used to control. Yes, that's what they're getting at. And Leroy says we are as we think. Yeah. So I asked myself in a past video about a year or so ago, is how do we overcome money? There are people who kill for a penny. You hear on the news people who kill someone for money, right? Isn't that powerful? And what is it? A piece of paper that literally grows on trees, and you can mass produce it. But if you mass produce money, it's counterfeit, and they consider that cheating. But they created the money, and they have you by the throat with it. How to overcome the monetary system? How do we overcome? I even heard that there's people that overcame to some degree eating um, table food. They're called breatharians. They take, how do you say, they learn how to breathe in the air and the sun, and they convert it into energy for their body to absorb the energy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how true. I mean, they claim that they do that, and they looked healthy. How would you do that? How, I mean, really, okay, if this is a simulation, how could I cheat the system and say that the money, if I can make money grow on trees, how, it seems like it's all written in the program. You don't pay your rent, they can throw you out. Or let's say the government, you don't pay your taxes. You can pay your rent, your mortgage, you could be mortgage free. You don't pay your taxes, and they'll take your house. See, there's things, see that? There are things attached to the program to force you to act. Taxes is a trick of the artificial intelligence. Taxes and money. Okay, Leroy says, believing in the program makes it valid. If we change how we view things, it can reprogram or glitch the system because it works off of our thoughts and feelings like Facebook. Really? Wow. I mean, see, I'm not, I mean, I have a Facebook account, but I very rarely use it. tell me more about this Facebook. I mean, are you telling me that if you say something, the Facebook is going to show you something? Like let's say your computer's off and you say something, let's say you turn the computer on, your Facebook is on, and then you say something, and then you click on, you say, I want to see something about such and such. And let's say you click on a home page, you refresh the home page, it's going to show you something that you just mentioned. Is that possibly what you're saying, Leroy? Wow. I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, I remember once I was in my living room and I had my iPad several feet away from me, and I was at my computer. And then, I mean, my iPad was turned on, but all of a sudden, it made like a noise and it started speaking. It was listening to the video I was playing, and it turned itself on. It started talking. I kid you not, it happened several times. These devices are on. Don't you notice something else with the computer? The computer, oh God, my thought is just going, oh, okay, come back to me, come back, my thought. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I think I was going to, I forget what I was saying, but I think it was something to the effect that what you oh God, I'm not gonna okay, let me see what Leroy says. Facebook will monitor what you like and dislike and monitor your comments, then feed you content based on your activity similar, oh really, similar to YouTube. Oh, oh wow, wow, very interesting. Oh, it's coming to me slowly. So it's something about monitoring. I know it's something about monitoring. Um, yeah, I think. Oh, the software. Like, oh, I can't remember. Like I noticed with my monitor when I have the computer on that it says, like with Chrome, Google Chrome, it says like you press on to get on the internet, and it says, do you allow so and so, to access your something, your computer, something. But in order to get on the internet, you have to say yes. So it might be software in it that is listening to what you're saying. Because I had my iPad on, I mean it was turned on, but it was like dormant. But because it was turned on, it picked up what the video I was watching, and it started recording because it asked me what I was saying, and because it's not me that's talking but the video I'm watching, it started to record the video, the words. And I have a person that I know who that they have an iPhone, and if when you ask, I think it's called Series. He said, Series, look up such and such. Whatever. It it records what you say, and it stores it. and it's always on. And this person pressed on it, and it had all the stored information of a conversation. So if you don't want, so what I'm saying, let's say you're having a very personal conversation, you turn off your devices because certain words might be trigger words for it, and it eavesdrop on you. I think that's what's going on. Yeah, he told me that it could have been last year or earlier this year that the phones record your question and stores it. So if you had a personal question that you were asking it, I think you're able to erase some of it, but maybe it's I'm worried that like you might be able to erase it what's on your physical phone, but in the database, the mainframe, it might be stored on that. Wow. Yeah, like Leroy says, like Big Brother, like Big Brother. Wow. Well, you know something? I'm not going to get scared about that. I mean, like because it's following through the whole premise that it feeds off of your fear, and whether this Big Brother exists, so what? If it's not about don't let it embarrass you. Yeah. So with that last note, um, I want to thank you all for sharing in this live stream. You made it, as usual, very exciting for me. See, it's exciting when we share, and each one teaches each other something, and I feel better emotionally. Um, we're not to fear. And when those times when they show you things that upset you, whatever, try to accept you, and you know, like, so what? It's like you become the observer and not experiencing the biochemical expressions. The biochemical reaction of us is based on these enzymes. And these enzymes live in your bloodstream, I believe, for 90 seconds. So if you can overcome for 90 seconds that initial impulse of fear or whatever will dissipate. It will disappear. And so that's why I'm repeating it again, that in in order to control the matrix, we have to control our responses. Yes, thank you, Leroy. He's saying again, no fear. Yeah, no fear. And he says again, and if fear comes, just walk through it. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Leroy, for sharing that. That is where, just like in the Matrix, Neo ran and jumped into that AI bodies, and destroyed it. Yeah. Oh, before I go, to confirm what you just said, Leroy, to walk through it, I had a dream earlier this year about a tiger, and I shared this dream in one of my videos on my visions and dreams, and the dream was about a tiger, and the tiger actually was two-dimensional. Like, I have a virtual reality game at home, and when you look at the VR games, when you look at it, like let's say something's facing you, and then you go on the side of it, it's actually flat. And I noticed this tiger, like initially I was scared because it was growling at me. I said, oh, this lion's going to try to eat me. And then um, this, I kid you not, in the dream, I got scared, and then I think I went like this, and the lion was above me, and I said, oh my God, the lion is eating me. And then I heard a lady's voice in the dream, like a voiceover. It sound like a um, a German lady, like a European lady, like a German sounding accent. And the lady said for the lion to eat her. Kept on saying that, real nasty, like really mean. And then I woke up. I can't. Yeah, hi, it's Cam. Yeah, how you doing? Leroy says, did you trap it? No, I woke up from the dream, but I realized at that point, like what you said, like to stand your ground. That See, I realized at one point. I said, hey, is this what it's like to be dead? Because I didn't feel it. I didn't feel any pain, and I realized it was just a video. And like with a virtual reality game, you have beings in games, and it can get real close to you, but it can't touch you because it's not real. You're outside of the game, being a viewer, but you it can look so real that you start to think it's real. And this dream that I had about the tiger was just like a VR game. I believe some of the dreams we have are um, um, deliberately given us. That how do you say, like something is attached to our frequency in our brain and attaches itself when we sleep for us to experience certain things. Yes. And so when I realized that it was a dream and not a real tiger, it didn't eat me. Amazing. Amazing. Our dreams could be virtual realities, and I think some of our other dreams could be visitations into other worlds. Yeah, this is really something, boy. Oh, Leroy says, I trapped a tiger in my dream. Oh, really? Yeah, it's Kim saying, I believe that too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What we experience when we sleep, you have opportunistic people. And as I told you, with that dream was it was like a German, some type of European voice. I didn't see the face, I only heard it. And someone doesn't like me. Someone is trying to mess with us. That that just like as I explained early in this video about the targeting that I had a little over a year ago, and it sounded like my thoughts were saying something, like your mind, your self voice saying something. Same thing. Same thing. Someone could remotely enter into your mind and have you experience something. You think it's real. You see all these so-called crazy people out on the street. Those people believed the voice. They believed it. And see, the voice is still harassing them. That's why they're on the street. And this thing is feeding off of their fear. That that's what I think was happening. All these so-called crazy people are being targeted And because they're very reactive, and a lot of those people do drugs. What do they put in those drugs? You know what they put in those drugs? Whether it be pharmaceuticals or street drugs, they put in, sometimes people pray over drugs. They put a spell on it that is to do certain things to you. They put low energy frequencies into that drug to mess your psyche up. Put like a short circuit. Yeah, but Leroy says yes. Yeah, yeah. That's why if you have emotional problems, do not do drugs. And not even pharmaceuticals, because those pharmaceutical drugs mess up your mind and they mess up your kidneys. Yep. You learn how to do that deep breathing or something, because you have to learn how to control your own body. Your spirit is housed in this body, so it's your responsibility to control it. And don't control with these artificial chemicals slash pharmaceuticals, because they're designed to hurt you. Yep. Yep. All those people out on the street, and you notice they all act the same way. And when you look in their eyes, it looks the same way because they're short circuited. Something is short circuiting their energy. That's why their eyes are funny. See, James 11 says, yes, some people get permanent damage from drugs, yes. And Leroy says, it's sometimes called the voice of the archons, the whisper coming from jumping spirits that jump into vessels that are available or open for possession. Yeah. 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 And like David Icke says that Saturn is like a transmitter. Those rings around Saturn, they're signals. And they said the signals are sent off of leave Saturn and goes to the moon, and the moon amplifies the signal, and then it comes to us humans. And again, our body's like an antenna, and so they might be able to, what you call, like, our brains have like a brain pattern, and maybe they're able to single out each brain pattern, because it's a big system, and feed you certain dreams or events. And again, we mostly sleep in the evening, and that's when this thing is maybe activated, like Agent Smith. Okay, that's what Leroy says, like Agent Smith. Yeah. Yeah, very something. Yeah. So you start to ask yourself, well, what's on? Someone had to build that Saturn, the rings, or the things on the moon. Maybe I can do a meditation on that, on Saturn. I did a meditation on the moon, and I did see something. I saw two things. I saw a being. Its head was down. I said, please do. I said to myself in my mind, please don't put your head up. And then I saw uh, the moon, and it looked like a flashlight was on it, like as if a flashlight is shining on it. You know, it was weird. Maybe I do a meditation on Saturn or Mars, and I use my crystal and see what happens. CJ says our brain could be antennas for our consciousness also. Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. Wow. I can't think of anything else. So if no more questions, I'll close for the day. And again, you guys made this experience very positive for me. And I think I'll try to have more videos in my room, in my bedroom. I feel relaxed. When I'm relaxed, I feel I'm able to talk to you better, you know? I like to feel relaxed when I talk to people. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed today's stream. You know, you guys, you were really, I see that my channel, the people who watch my live streams, that you really deep thinkers. I appreciate you. I appreciate your thoughts and everything. You really make it exciting for me as well. Okay? So, yeah. So I'm going to be going now. And I appreciate this experience. And may you be safe. May you have beautiful dreams and experiences. Yeah. Take care, guys. So peace and joy to you all, okay? Bye bye.